Hello, and thank you guys for joining us. My name is Jaylen Brown, and I'm a finance major and also a College of Business student ambassador. So today we're putting a spotlight on a group of our real estate students who recently won the UCF real estate case competition. So we have Brian Cochrane, Alex Eastwood, Michael McLamb, Amanda Schmidt, and Michael Wensinger. The team pitched a new development idea for the Orlando Fashion Square Mall, but I'll let them tell you the details. So let's jump right on in. First off, congrats to you guys for winning the competition.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Exciting. It was very exciting.
It was well-deserved, in my opinion, because I actually just read an article about you guys, and man, when I saw the end result, I was like, this is amazing. I was thinking, like, where would I start if I did this?
Yeah.
But can you guys actually tell me a little bit about your plan for the Fashion Square Mall, and what was your team's proposal?
Yeah, absolutely. Our proposal was definitely centered around the fact that we realized that just retail alone and, just some kind of asset type alone was not going to be enough. So we wanted to create a one-stop shop for everyone. That was kind of our overall theme for the project. So we had just about every asset class you could have in a real estate development project. We had self-storage, office, multifamily, retail, we had daycare, we had medical, we had every kind of thing. So like whatever you need, you can find it there.
All right. Sounds like a pretty solid plan. Actually, yeah. How did you come up with that plan, and what resources and connections did you have during the semester?
Yeah, so kind of to touch on what Michael just said is, we wanted a one-stop shop. We wanted to be the destination, and that's what we kind of stuck with the entire time. So when we got together, literally one of our first meetings, we came up with a plan, and we, for the most part, stuck dead to it through, start to finish, which was really nice. And like you said, the connections, it was a tremendous amount of help from our mentor group. They did an amazing job putting us in connection with the right people. And, it was definitely an experience, but like everybody's going to tell you, we wanted to be the destination, and that's what we took into this, and that's what we did.
Yeah. And, how we wanted to stand out, just to piggyback off of him, was our LOIs for sure. I think we had a total of 12 LOIs from real world tenants, like real actual tenants. And, thanks to our brokers at Archon who helped out with the connections to that. And it was just really cool, a really great experience. So, and Jay Brown at KPM Franklin with the site plan. He got that done really quickly for us and really put it on paper, which helped us get that many LOIs.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Sounds like you guys had a lot of help and a lot of resources. That's awesome. Yeah. But there's also quite a few of you on this team. But I can't imagine just like one person doing everything. This is a team effort. So what kind of responsibilities or roles did each of you have in the development process?
So myself and Michael McLamb mainly focused on the finance side. So making sure that whatever we were building made financial sense and that we were making our money back at the end of the day. Amanda Schmidt worked on the structural and civil engineering side with Adele. And then Michael and Alex both tackled those LOIs and meeting with brokers. Luckily, we had Michael, who works for Marcus & Millichap, and Alex, who works for Avison Young, which helped us drastically too, because they've been doing this. So they really got to show their skills on exactly what they've been doing. But we definitely, each of us got to see every aspect. Even though I was doing the finance, I got to sit in with the broker meetings and the engineering meetings just to see really get the full round picture of what this project was and the development process from start to finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, with the whole pandemic going on in the middle of the projects, it was definitely difficult to, get back in the swing of things. We all had to kind of sit down together and really get, organized on, hey, we're going to meet every other day, over Zoom. That way we're all on track and we're all, keeping up with everything. Because it was difficult at first, for sure, for all of us.
Absolutely. And especially for our mentors as well. These are people that have to deal with this real life pandemic, and, they have, all their clients calm and everything. And it posed a challenge, but it was, nothing that our team couldn't handle. And, thankful again for our mentors being able to, get back with us in such a timely manner. It was awesome.
Absolutely.
Sounds like you guys did a lot, but geez. And how much time did you guys have?
We started our project towards the beginning of January, beginning of the semester, and then our final project was due in the last few weeks of the semester. So we had a good chunk of the semester, but you know how time flies, especially when you have so much going on and having to work with all these people and everything.
So you guys think that was enough time, or you would have wished for some more? I see Amanda like, nope.
No, it's not enough time.
Yeah.
For an actual proposal, like a real development proposal, no, that's a year or two, and we did it in the span of a semester.
Yeah. Just it was like, I believe 5 months, but 5 months can sound like a lot when you say it out loud. But man, for a project like this, that's nothing.
Yeah, especially when most of us have jobs and careers. I have a 3-year-old, and so like, it's difficult for sure, but the team definitely helped with everything. It was really a team effort.
Awesome. Thank you. So we often hear from students in these competitions tell us they come away with a new experience or insight that they didn't have before. Any of you are welcome to chime into this, by the way, but what was the most important thing that you learned during the semester?
I think the biggest thing was really like the depth of a development project, how much work goes into it, like how much of a group effort it is. And I mean, it really is like a while back, we barely scratched the surface of it. I mean, it's an incredibly complex process, and you can't rush it. And unfortunately, given our circumstances, you do kind of have to rush it, but got to do what you got to do. So, I mean, and another thing is like your connections are important. I mean, we couldn't have done half of what we did if we didn't have the team of mentors helping us throughout the process. So
going along with what we brought up a few times in this conversation is how important communication is. And that might sound cliche, but we were meeting like Mike said earlier, 3 times a week, I think every other day. We are also individually meeting with our mentors along with, we're like meeting amongst ourselves sometimes. So that's a lot. And I think a big part that I learned is how important leadership is. And luckily for us, we kind of based our whole thing on a pretty good leadership role where it was very open and acceptance of ideas, where one of us would come up with an idea and someone else would be like, oh, but what if we did this? And it was never shot down. It was always like, oh, well, yeah, maybe. And everything that went into our project was really a team effort. And the biggest thing I learned from that is that's leadership right there. That's how it gets things done.
Well said.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
No, I think they covered it perfectly.
Yeah. Perfect. Some valuable lessons in there. But that actually, those valuable lessons brings me to my final question. What are some of your long-term career goals, and how do you plan to use what you learned during the competition?
Michael, do you want to go ahead and start this off?
Yeah, I'll start it off. My career goals are, especially through this pandemic, is definitely gaining some market share in the brokerage community, and really getting on the phones, talking to people, talking to tenants, everything like that, and trying to figure out how I can grow in my personal business, and utilizing the contacts I got through this project will be super beneficial down the road. I mean, I met some great people. Me and Jay Brown connected really well. Me and John Hillian and Janet at Archon. It was really just all around awesome, and those friendships and mentorships will continue on throughout my career, which is great.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, so I'll say, especially like kind of how he said, this is a weird time, and especially the commercial real estate business. So we're all trying to kind of take day by day and figure it out. But based off of what we learned on this, I have such I'm not going to say a better understanding of the development process, but it's definitely piqued my curiosity. And it's definitely something that maybe I want to take a step towards in, the future. So, you'll never know where tomorrow's going to lead us, but I think, I'm going to continue on this career path and, as he said, make my market share and, hopefully I'm one of the power brokers that are on these mentor teams, here in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as someone who's still a student and like going into brokerage, this is definitely something that's kind of helped me because I've been able to talk to mentors that we've had or other mentors on other teams right now and kind of pick their brains on what they're doing during this whole pandemic and how they're overcoming this situation or how their markets are going or what clients are becoming more prevalent in certain markets. It's definitely something that, although is really unfortunate that's happening right now, it's definitely an opportunity for students like us to take advantage of because we're seeing how brokers are really overcoming any situation and really, like Michael wants to do, is really put his name out there and take market share. I think there's going to be a big landscape change within the next couple of years on what brokers are really going to start to stand out because of this.
Okay. Anyone else?
So for me personally, I learned a lot about the moving parts, the leadership, how thing works, how you have to connect with people, that sort of thing. And I'm looking into getting my real estate license and eventually selling homes and then eventually renting out some homes that I own myself is a long-term goal. But I think the connections that, you must learn, you must have, and knowing people around in the area, which this project helped out a lot with, will become a very important tool.
Yeah, as for me, my goal is what I want to do is I want to get more into the development process. So getting this opportunity to really kind of dive into it, and even in the smallest bit, is really, really huge learning experience. I want to take everything that I learned from this and kind of move forward and keep my connections as best as possible and go from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about your proposal.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome. Thank you, Jaylen, for taking
Yeah,
the time.
thanks for doing this.
So best of luck. Best of luck to all of you in the future. Have a great day and go Knights. Charge on.
Charge on.
Gone.